welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full comprehensive review of the food delivery service FreshlyFit. I'm going to talk about the things I like, the things I don't like. So hopefully by the end of this video, you should have a pretty good understanding of what FreshlyFit is all about and if it is something that you would want to try out for yourself. So if that sounds interesting to you, then just keep watching. So a few months ago, FreshlyFit reached out to me and they asked me if I'd like to try out some of their new FreshlyFit meals to review. So I took them up on their offer. I also have a discount affiliate link, which I will put down in the description. It supports me a lot when you use those links and it helps me keep making videos like this. It also gives you a discount. So it's definitely a win-win if you use those links. However, I just want to say this is not a sponsored video. Freshly is not giving me talking points. They're not reviewing this video. And ultimately my goal is to help you make a decision of whether or not this service is right for you. It's not to, make the company look good. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first question we have to answer is, what is FreshlyFit? So just to take one step back, first we have to know, what is Freshly? So if you're unfamiliar, Freshly is one of the big players in the pre-made meal delivery space. They're more on the mid-price to affordable side of things. They're more of like the mass market pre-made meal delivery services in the landscape out there. And FreshlyFit is their newest spin-off company, basically, that is very similar to Freshly, but it is focused more on healthy, low-carb, high-protein meals. Basically how FreshlyFit works is you go onto their website, you choose which meals you want delivered, and they send you pre-prepared, pre-packaged. Everything is completed. All you have to do is heat up the meals. All the meals are packaged individually in individual serving sizes, so it's great for single people or couples who want to eat different things. But that's basically the general concept of what FreshlyFit is. Now, we can't talk about any delivery service without talking about the pricing and what plans are available. So basically, the FreshlyFit pricing is pretty much identical to regular Freshly. So if you're already using Freshly, you should expect something very similar for FreshlyFit. So basically there's a few different options in terms of how many meals you want to get in a shipment. So you can choose between 4, 6, 10, or 12 meals in a box. And the pricing per meal depends on how many you're getting. So if you're getting 4 meals, the price per meal is $11.49. If you go up to 12, then it's down to $8.49, which is a really good price, to be honest. Most of these meal delivery services, I would say the standard is like $10. Anything under $10 per serving is more of an affordable option. Anything above $10 is more of a premium meal delivery service. And FreshlyFit is below that $10 price point as long as you order enough meals. The only thing to keep in mind is that this does not include the shipping cost, and I can't tell you the exact amount shipping will be because it does depend on where it's being delivered. So just keep that in mind. You definitely want to add that in before you calculate the full price per meal for yourself. And as I said, I do have a discount code, so check that out if you do want to save a little bit of extra money with FreshlyFit. Everything is shipped refrigerated. It is not frozen. Everything is at refrigerator temperature. So the shelf life of each of the items is maybe a week, give or take. So just keep that in mind when you're deciding how many meals you want to get. Now, I have used Freshly on and off for years, so I have a pretty good sense of what the delivery process is like. And as I said, Freshly and FreshlyFit are really big players in this industry. I think they kind of have their processes pretty down pat when it comes to delivering and having really efficient and well-run delivery processes. So every now and then I'll have slight issues or delays, but 95% of the time there's no problem. So overall, I would say the delivery process is pretty good, and I had no different experience with FreshlyFit. So now let's talk about the health and nutrition side of these meals. So as I mentioned, FreshlyFit is very similar to Freshly. However, they are focused more on low carb and high protein meals. So you'll see a lot with these meals that there tends to be more meat, more of the protein components of the meal, and there's a little bit less of the side dishes. So if that's what you are looking for, then keep that in mind. Also, I would say that the calorie counts are average to below average side of things. So looking at their meal selection, most of the options available are between like 250 to around 500 calories, some a little bit higher. So it tends to be pretty modest portions. I would say if you are dieting or trying to watch your calories, this could be a good option for you. But I would say for a lot of people, this may just be too small of a calorie count for the price that you're paying for these meals. So definitely take a look at the calorie counts before ordering, just to make sure that you're going to be satisfied with these meals and you're not going to be left with a snack size like 200 calorie meal. Just a few other kind of things to point out when it comes to the health and nutrition of these meals and kind of the dietary options. Number one, if you are a vegan or vegetarian, I don't think this is a good option for you. There are very few vegetarian options and even fewer vegan options, if any. As I said, most of these are very meat heavy dishes, so keep that in mind. Also, these meals do tend to be a little bit high in sodium. I know a lot of people are conscious of that. The meals I tried were between like 700 to 900 milligrams of sodium, so keep that in mind. And then finally, from a health perspective, all of the meals are packaged in plastic, and the heating instructions do say that they do recommend heating the meals in the plastic container. I did this for most of them just because it was the recommended method, but I know a lot of people are conscious of the health and environmental effects of plastic, so definitely keep that in mind. For one of the meals, I did just try warming it up on a plate and it turned out perfectly fine, so I think you could do that as an alternative, but keep that in mind, everything is packaged in plastic. So now, of course, probably the most important part is the food itself. So what did I think about the food quality, the taste, and all of that good stuff? Well, first of all, I just want to say the food quality that I saw with FreshlyFit is very, very similar to Freshly. So if you've already tried Freshly and you kind of have an understanding of what the meals are like, the quality of the food, FreshlyFit is going to be very, very similar to Freshly. So keep that in mind. And so long story short, I would say my thoughts about Freshly meal quality is they are very solid. It's a solid option. I think it's something that I would definitely use for like a weeknight dinner or a lunch during the work week or something. But I wouldn't say it's like restaurant quality, amazing meals or anything like that. It's definitely one step up from like a TV dinner or like a frozen meal, but it's not all the way up to like restaurant quality or anything like that. So I would say the meals are solid, but they're not amazing, but not bad at the same time. So let's get into the specifics of the meals I tried. So first I tried the chicken Florentine. I would give this like a 6.5 out of 10. It was tasty, but a little bit salty. Also, I didn't really love the proportions of having so much meat compared to the side dishes. That's not really my preference. Also, the chicken just had kind of like a slightly weird taste in my opinion. I'm not really sure why that is. So I didn't love the chicken in this. It was moist, but I don't know, it just something was like slightly off about it. I tried the sausage and peppers. This one I really liked. The sausage was sweet and flavorful. It was, again, heavier on the meat portion, but a really solid option in my opinion. Then I tried the keto-friendly chicken bowl. This was only 330 calories, so quite a small calorie portion. This one I didn't like quite as much. Maybe I was more of a 5 out of 10 for this one, but I did think it had a nice pesto flavor, which I did like. Next, I tried the wholesome chicken sauté bowl. This one was even lower in the calories, only 260 calories, but it was very good for especially the calorie count. This one I would give more like a 7 out of 10. I like this one especially because it did have more veggies, which I did really like, and I think made kind of more of a balanced meal. So I liked that. And then finally, I tried the buffalo chicken. This is the one that I tried microwaving outside of the plastic container. I just put it on a plate. And overall, I thought it turned out pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan of buffalo chicken in general, but I thought it was decent. I gave it a 6 out of 10. The chicken, again, was very moist, but it was just kind of like a weird proportion where I feel like there was almost too much chicken compared to the side dishes, but that's just a personal thing. So those are my thoughts on the meals that I tried from FreshlyFit. So what are my final thoughts and recommendations for FreshlyFit and who this would really be a good fit for? So if you are someone who's looking for a low carb and high protein meal delivery service and you also eat meats, I think this could be an option for you, especially if you are looking for something on the more affordable side of the spectrum when it comes to services like this. I think if that's you, this could be a really good option. However, just putting it out there, I also did a video review recently of another company called Factor 75. This is something that's similar in the sense that it's also focused on these low carb, high protein meals. However, they are a little bit higher calorie, but also a little bit tastier in my opinion, but it is a more expensive option. So that could be another option to look into if you're kind of considering different delivery services like this. But if you want something a little bit more affordable, a little bit lower calorie, then I think FreshlyFit could be a really good option. And that's it. If you like videos like this, definitely subscribe down below. And if you do end up trying Freshly or FreshlyFit or Factor 75 for that matter, check out my description box. I will put affiliate discount links down below, and the latest details of that will be in the description. And that's it. Bye guys.